Hey guys, this is B coming to you from Guns and Accessories today, and I want to make a video today about some of the thoughts I had as I decided to buy the Browning Buckmark pistol. A lot of what I'm going to do in this video today is I'm going to kind of give you the considerations that I had because I was deciding between this Browning Buckmark and a Ruger 2245, which is a natural comparison. You look at forums talking about this, those are going to be the two main 22 handguns like this that are going to get compared. So I did that as I tried to decide which one of the two to get. It was between this Browning Buckmark camper, this is a UFX model, and the Ruger 2245. Specifically, I was looking at the model 10140. And the reason I was looking at that one is it was a 2245 that was one of their target models that also had replaceable grips, although I did like the wood grips that it had on it, but I liked the fact that it had replaceable grips, whereas some of those cheaper 2245s didn't have replaceable grips. So that was one reason why I focused on that one. So really, as you compare the Ruger 2245 10140 and this Browning Buckmark camper, externally they're very similar. They're going to have a blued finish, they're going to have replaceable grips, they have adjustable rear sights, just going to be real simple, both having 10 round mag capacity. So they were very comparable. So in this video, like I said, I'm going to kind of give you some of the considerations that I had as I decided between these two handguns. Ultimately, my decision was made by the price that I got on this. I bought this off of Gun Broker, and I won it for a bid that I really didn't expect. So I guess that's really obviously kind of what made my mind up between getting this and the Ruger 2245, which ultimately I will have a 2245 also. So it's just delaying the inevitable. But to start off, I'm starting with this Browning Buckmark camper model UFX. Okay. So what I'm going to do also is I compare between this and the Ruger 2245. Is I'm going to go between showing you video here and looking on my computer. So let's go ahead and start over here on my computer. And so this is the 2245 that I really was looking at. This is the 10140, and you can see that the suggested retail price is $399 for that. Although my local farm and ranch store had it for $339. Could have gotten it that much cheaper, but then of course you're going to pay tax on top of that. But this is the main one that I was comparing between this and my Browning Buckmark, was this model right here. So let me go over to Gun Broker, and of course you can do this, I'm sure you will, but go over here and look at some of these prices on this Browning Buckmark. So you can see right here there's a bid on this one. It still has 3 days, so $225, so that doesn't mean a whole bunch. I bought mine off Gun Broker for $276. And let me go over here. I don't see the same people with that listing, but I saw these same people with the listing on the Ruger I was looking for, this 10140. I bought it from these guys, Sportsman Supply. They're out of Pennsylvania. I live in Texas, and I don't know. I mean, I've never done business with these guys before, but for the one transaction I've had with these guys, I've been very pleased. It was the same thing on the listing that I won. The priority mail, $15 shipping, so very reasonable shipping, especially compared to what it can be here on Gun Broker, $35 and $50 sometimes, which is just out of line most of the time. But for $15 priority mail, I won this on Wednesday night, late Wednesday night. I called Thursday morning, had FFL information transferred over on Thursday morning. By Thursday afternoon, it was shipped, and I already had my tracking information. By Saturday morning, it was to my FFL. Today's Monday, and so I've had this a couple days, but it came in. I bought it Wednesday night. They shipped it on Thursday, and I had it by Saturday morning. So these guys don't waste time. They had that thing shipped off very quickly. Now, I want to say this, I apologize, I really hate watching videos, especially reviews about guns where there's no range time, but I'm not going to have any range time on this. I live in West Texas, and praise God, we've actually been getting rain this Memorial Day weekend. In fact, we've gotten a whole bunch of rain, probably 5 to 6 inches kind of scattered around, but we've got a whole bunch of rain, and I haven't been able to go out and to do any shooting. I will have video of that relatively soon, and I'll have that uploaded, but In this video today, there won't be any range time. So I just wanted to put in a plug for these guys, Sportsman Supply. I don't have anything to do with these guys. I don't have anything to do with them. Not making any money from them, but they did a good job, and I just want to throw that out there. Okay. So let's go back over here and just show you what comes in the box. And first of all, let me just show you that indeed unloaded, nothing in the chamber, there's no magazine. Okay, so obviously you got the gun. It only comes with one mag, which that kind of stinks. The 22-45, all of those come with 2 magazines. So that's one thing to consider as a difference in price. So like I said, I got this for $276, $15 shipping. My FFL charges $20 for transfer, so $311 total for this package right here. But only one magazine. Let me go ahead and unload this magazine real quick. So that's one thing. I did get this cheaper than I could have gotten Ruger 22-45, but I had to buy some extra magazines. They're not in yet, and I'll get to that. I'll get to that later. So you get all your standard Browning advertising stuff, show you how to clean it and all that kind of stuff. And then also your spent casings. And I don't know if you're curious about this. I just was curious about what type of ammo they were shooting here for the test. And I don't know if you can see the head stamp there, maybe right there. It's Winchester Super X. And so I don't know if that's standard Super X or if it's this M22 stuff. This M22 has the same head stamp of that Super X, so not sure exactly what which one of those it was. Okay, so let me go ahead, pull the handgun out here, get the magazine out. I'm gonna get this box out of the way. Alright, so here's the handgun. This thing has a magazine disconnect where if the magazine is not in it, not fully seated, then you can't fire the weapon. I've made a video showing you how to get rid of that magazine disconnect. It's very simple. But from the factory it has a magazine disconnect. But mine doesn't have that, and you can see this thing is cocked, ready to go, and this trigger is ready to fire. Okay, so right here's your safety. And I saw a video of a guy talking about the angle of the safety being a problem. If you're thumbing the safety off, it's no problem. But if you're trying to put it on, you have to kind of reposition your hands a little bit. So if you're ready to fire, it's easy to thumb it off, but then to put it back on, it takes a little bit of effort. Here's your slide stop. Okay, let me go over a few of these specs real quick. I'm going to do this real quick. So obviously this is chambered in 22 LR. This is item number 051482490. The barrel length, this is a 5.5 inch bull barrel. Good solid barrel. Overall length of this is 9.5 inches. Magazine round capacity is 10. Sight radius, distance from rear sight to front sight, is 8 inches. It has a matte blued finish. You can get these in stainless. I kind of wish I'd have done that, but yeah, I'm gonna be happy with this. This rear sight is adjustable, and they call it their Pro Target adjustable sight. So up there's for elevation, right for windage. Okay, and it has this gold-plated trigger. You can see how it's kind of beveled here on the side. Okay, and when I point the barrel at the camera is up above. I'm back here, so When the camera's looking in the barrel, I'm not, so. Already got a ding on it. Not happy about that. There's your magazine ejector. That thing's under pretty good spring tension. That thing will throw those mags out of there. Okay, so let's talk some more about that magazine disconnect and the comparison between that and the Ruger 2245. So on this one, even with the magazine disconnect, with that rod in there, which is this piece right here, take that rod out and you don't have the magazine disconnect, but even with that in, this mag still drops free. On the 2245, when you have the magazine disconnect, the parts for that to happen, it has a where it won't drop free. So on the Ruger 2245, when you push the mag, it pops out to about there, and then you got to pull it the rest of the way out here. On the Browning, even with the magazine disconnect, it'll chunk that magazine out. So that's definitely a plus on this. Okay, so to fix the magazine disconnect problem, if you see that as a problem, I do. I don't like that. To get rid of that problem on this, on the Buckmark, is very simple and it's free to fix. You have to have the right Allen wrench and 2 minutes of time. It's easier to take the magazine disconnect out of this than it is to field strip it. So it's kind of like Browning is saying, we'll appease the safety sallies, but we're going to make it easy for you to disable that if you want to. So to get rid of the magazine disconnect, 1 Allen wrench, 2 minutes of your time, and it's gone. It's done with. So that's different than the Ruger 2245. On the 2245, it's not difficult to get rid of it either, but it does take a little bit more. So let me show you that over on my computer real quick. So on the 2245, these parts right here are what makes the magazine disconnect work, and you replace those parts with just this one hammer bushing, the magazine disconnect bushing, and you defeat the magazine disconnect on your Ruger 2245. So to do that on the 2245, it takes a little bit more effort, not a whole lot, and it's going to take you more than 2 or 3 minutes like it does on the Buckmark. It's going to take you 30 or 45 minutes maybe to do that. Plus, you're also going to have to order this part. You can see here on Amazon, this part's $10, $5 shipping, so not very expensive. You're going to spend $15 to $20. But you got to spend $15 to $20, and then you got to wait for it to be shipped to you also. So that is one consideration between the Buckmark and the 2245 is what level of effort it takes to get rid of the magazine disconnect. There's not a whole lot of difference, but you're talking $20 cheaper and some time less to get rid of that on the Buckmark. Okay. So on the Buckmark, and I know some of these you can get it that has the high vis sight already that comes with that from the factory. Mine has just a standard blade on there. Okay, and so over here on the computer, you can see here this high vis, and so you can even see that's even the same thing for the Mark II, Mark III, 2245s, and these Buckmarks. So you're going to spend $28, $29 to get a high vis front sight on there, but very, very easy to fix that. There's just one Allen screw there that's got to come out, and you can replace that and do that very, very quickly. No problem on that. Okay, now another thing to consider is being able to mount a red dot to your handgun. So for this one, the 2245 kind of wins out because when you buy the 2245, your Weaver style rail is already, it comes with your package deal when you buy a 2245 new. It's not mounted on there, but it's already drilled and tapped. It comes with the part. All you got to do is screw that onto your 2245. On the Buckmark, it does not come with that Weaver or Picatinny rail to go on the top. You'll have to buy that extra. Now, and I've got a video showing you how to field strip this, but when you take this off, this sight base, this rear sight base, obviously you're taking the rear sight off. And so if you put on a Weaver style rail here, if you get just one of the cheap ones, it does not have a rear sight built into it. And the problem with that is say you're shooting and something goes wrong with your red dot, and of course you want your iron backup sights. If you take off your red dot and you don't have this rear sight, then you have no way to sight. Okay? So let me show you. Okay, so over here on the computer, you can see Tactical Solutions makes this this rear sight base that you can replace on your Buckmark. You can see it's got the rail here, plus it has a built-in rear sight. And so really this is the better way to do it. And I think I saw this on Midway for cheaper. I think I saw it on Midway for $70 even, but you're going to have to spend it on shipping. So either way there. But you can see you're going to spend $80 or so on this sight base to be able to have this rail. Now, if you're not worried about having those backup sights, you can get these rails for cheap. You can get them for $15 or $20. So you have that option. And of course, if you do just want to switch that out in the field, all you have to do is have an Allen wrench to be able to do this. I think it's a 3/32 of an inch Allen wrench that you need for these two. So that is one consideration between the Buckmark and the 2245. Okay, now I talked about the fact about magazines. You only get one mag with the Buckmark, whereas with the 2245 you get two of them. So the cheapest place I found these magazines was cheaper than dirt, and $18.63 per mag. And I did the slowest shipping that I could find, and it was like $7 for that shipping. So I think whatever I spent, $21 or $22 per mag, including shipping. So mags are not real cheap. They may be a little bit cheaper for the 2245, but it's not going to be by a whole bunch. Okay, one other thing that I want to throw in here is this ultimate clip loader, and I understand that that's probably a bad descriptive name of what it's doing. Although if you consider the actual part, the clip, I guess maybe that's all right. But anyways, it's what this thing does is it loads your magazines for you. So it's what it does is right up in here there's a hopper, and you drop some rounds in there. I think it holds like a max of 50 rounds. So you drop 50 rounds in that hopper, you shake it, and then the rounds start falling down into this trough down underneath there. Then you take the magazine and you push it up on there, and I'll be getting one of these eventually, so I'll have a video on how to do this, but there's plenty of videos to do it. But you push the mag up in there and you turn it at an angle, and it drops those rounds in your magazine, and you can load magazines very, very quickly. This is a pretty cool deal right here, but that's one way to be able to load magazines very quickly. Okay, so that's about all that I was wanting to go over today. So I hope that I've kind of given you some things to think about as you decide between 2245 and this Browning Buckmark. Thanks for watching today.